H.G. Wells said the crisis of today is the joke of tomorrow. Cold comfort when the night is long and tomorrow seems so very far away. Just where is tomorrow for the coronavirus? It was just New Year's Eve when word began to circulate of an illness striking a few people in a city in China. Most of us paid no notice, but those who lie awake at night and worry of such things wondered, was this what they'd long feared? Had the fuse been lit on microscopic dynamite? It had, and the detonations fired off all over our intricately connected world. Not even 3 months later, almost no facet of life seems untouched by the virus. By now, we all know its name, its symptoms, its path, and yet so much remains swirling in the unknown. Tonight, we bring the experts together to try to demystify the baffling guest no one invited. The coronavirus crisis, live from Local 4. In just 1 week, life as we know it really has been flipped upside down because of the coronavirus. No school, no dining out, no sporting events. We should all be watching March Madness this week.
And we are not. And Devin and Dr. McGeorge and I are all standing far apart for social distancing as we all try to do our part to stop the spread.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this next hour, we'll take a deep dive into the virus and the life-changing moments that it's bringing with it.
We're going to talk with health experts about what you need to know. We're going to talk with teachers who have advice for parents who are now trying to help teach their kids at home. But first, a look at where things stand at this hour. Today, Michigan's case count jumped again. Our first 2 confirmed cases came 1 week ago on election night, and it stayed steady the next day, then jumped every day after, 12, 25, 33. Then the biggest jump happened Sunday, 53 cases. Today, the state confirmed 11 new cases, a total of 65, with every county in Metro Detroit impacted.
And it's a story with new developments seemingly every hour, sometimes every few minutes. A second person living at the All Seasons Senior Living Facility in West Bloomfield has tested positive. The Michigan Department of Corrections says a probation agent has the virus, and so does a Detroit Detention Center employee. A Wayne County movie theater has been named an exposure location. A patient visited the AMC Fairlane 21 Theater in Dearborn on March 10th. And today, the UAW asked the Big Three to shut down its factories for 2 weeks to keep workers safe. The Trump administration said it wants to send direct cash payments to Americans in the next 2 weeks as the economy takes a major hit.
Every state in the country now has a confirmed case. For a while, West Virginia was the lone holdout. Not so after today. But with no vaccine and no real treatment other than treating the symptoms, our nation's top health experts are urging everyone to do their part by staying apart.
Yeah, and that's becoming even more important as the virus spreads in our community.
And that's really the key message. While there's been a lot of attention on testing, or maybe the lack thereof, we have reached the point where we need to assume that there is risk in every community. And that's why the focus has shifted to keeping our distance, or better yet, staying home.
You don't want to put your loved ones at risk, particularly the ones who are elderly and the ones who have compromised conditions. We can't do this without the young people cooperating.
Dr. Anthony Fauci urging everyone, including the young and healthy, to limit contact with others, staying home when possible, staying apart when it's not.
We tend to think that we're not going to be able to mitigate or contain without testing. They complement each other in some respects, but they're separate channels. Even if we had no testing, we should be doing what we're doing now.
The goal, slow the spread to help hospitals keep up with the sick.
Let's do everything that we can to ensure that we don't need the ventilators because we protected the people who would have needed to use them.
The experts acknowledging we won't know if it's working for some time.
It probably would be several weeks and maybe longer before we know whether we're having an effect.
Now, the concern really is asymptomatic spread. You can pick up this virus and spread it to others before you even show symptoms. And that appears to be especially true in younger people.
You know, it was just 1 week ago that Governor Whitmer announced the first cases of coronavirus in our state.
Yeah, and we knew it was only the beginning, but so much has already changed in just 7 short days. It's the first of 3 weeks of no school for all students across Michigan.
I know this will be a tough time for our parents and educators. And I urge businesses to do everything that they can to support employees at this time.
Do the addition first and then
The
I'll
new
come back
normal
and-
for families, homeschooling with parents teaching math, reading, and science in between their own work from home assignments.
It's a lot of computer work, it's a lot of phone work. I work with my husband, it's calls and answers. You're consumed constantly when you work from home. So when you have little ones in the background saying, Mom, I'm hungry, or Mom, what about this, or Mom, I'm bored, it's going to be difficult.
One of the biggest lessons, social distancing. Keep 6 feet away from other people. Elbow bumps over handshakes, and never has it been more critical to wash your hands. 20 seconds, the happy birthday song on repeat.
What's up, guys?
Carry out, drive through, or delivery only. Dining out is on hold. No happy hours on tap. Several stores closing their doors, including Apple, Nike, and Under Armour. Movie theaters have shuttered. Casinos closed. Public events postponed until further notice. The basketball court, the hockey rink, the baseball park are all silent. Broadway is dark, and Disney closed the happiest places on earth. Spring break trips canceled, summer plans in question, and a ban on travel from Europe, Ireland, and the UK.
I'm just fearful, being safe. Yeah, I get that.
Fear and anxiety are high as people race to buy supplies, even if they can't find them. Long lines at grocery stores only to find that toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and Clorox wipes are all gone. Sunday services canceled, weddings postponed, even funerals put off. Everyone trying to obey the new crowd restrictions, all in the hope to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
We saw Governor Whitmer in that piece, and by her side throughout every update has been Dr. Janae Calhoun, the state's top medical official.
Yeah, and Dr. McGeorge, you had a chance to talk with Dr. Calhoun one-on-one. In fact, you know her personally.
Yeah, exactly. In addition to being the state's chief medical executive, she's actually a colleague of mine in the emergency department at Henry Ford Hospital. Dr. Calhoun, thank you so much for taking time out of what I imagine is just an absolutely insane schedule.
Oh, thank you for having me, Dr. McGeorge, anytime.
Well, so let's just start with, I guess, the most obvious thing. You know, right now in the state of Michigan, testing is what is on everyone's mind. So if you can talk a little bit about the current state of testing within Michigan, where are we with it? How far is the backlog? And what can we expect in the near future?
So you're right. Everyone has heard really across the country that we do have a testing capability challenge here in Michigan. And so what we have done in our lab is significantly increase our testing capacity. We've added additional staff, we've added additional hours, and we're working with our hospitals across the state and also our private labs to make sure we are prioritizing who gets the test so that we can make the most critical public health decisions.
Well, now, Janae, every time that I've seen, the governor come with an announcement, you've been right by her side getting the message out. So I want to give you a chance to really emphasize the message that you want Michiganders to hear about coronavirus and the precautions and how serious they should take this.
Yes, so thank you, Dr. McGeorge. So yes, this is very, very serious. We've been working for several weeks now with my public health team and with the governor's office to make sure we are ready. The most important thing to know is that while we are focusing on expanding our lab testing capacity, what we know as far as the number of positive tests is only the tip of the iceberg. We know that there are many more people who are not getting tested, who we do not know about, who have the disease. Because there is no vaccine for COVID-19, because there's no antiviral treatment, really the best thing we can do is this social distancing. So it's really important. I know it's tough, but we can do this. Everyone just take the time to heed these guidelines. Washing hands, keeping away from people who are sick, staying home if you are ill, and some of the really tough decisions that the governor has had to make, but are the right ones to protect public health as far as closing businesses and recommending people as much as possible isolate themselves from each other.
Critical information that I hope everyone hears. Again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Dr. Calhoun, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Frank, really important point here. Because of this backlog in testing and how far behind we are, the numbers are certainly going to go up.
Yeah.
The situation doesn't change, just our illumination of it.
Absolutely, and I think that's a really important thing. People have to understand that in the coming days and weeks, the numbers will continue to go up. That does not mean that things are dramatically more serious. Right now, we are frankly just playing catch up.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important message. We are catching up with the backlog at this point.
All right.
We've got a lot to get to this evening. We certainly hope you're going to stay with us through this next hour.
Our team is helping answer some of your questions as we navigate through these unprecedented changes together. Still to come in the coronavirus crisis. How did we get here and what comes next? Where we stand with testing and our strain on our hospitals. How does it spread? The items you touch most often that could be carrying the virus.
I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. Stores are slammed, supplies are low. I'm going to show you what you can do to make sure you have exactly what you need.
I'm Local 4 business editor and certified financial planner Rod Maloney. And of course, the market has taken a beating, down roughly 30%. Chances are your 401k has taken that same beating. So how do we move forward? How do we protect ourselves in the days ahead? And how do we stay calm? I'll have some answers.
But first, the new frontier. A panel of teachers offer expert advice to parents as they tackle at-home learning. Our live coronavirus crisis special continues next.